5 more minutes. Did I scare anyone? Good. Alright, starting very, very shortly. In a few seconds, I believe. Hopefully the sound from my mic isn't too garbage. My setup will be changing here soon, but for now, it's going to sound like echoey crap. Okay, 8:45. Let's start rolling. Oh no, I did all that muted. I thought I had a pretty good introduction there. Thank you, Mark. Oh man. Okay, let's redo that then. No worries. Alright, that's good. Okay, so let's redo that. So, suggested by MJ on Discord. Man, I put a lot of effort into that introduction. Perform again, monkey. So MJ on Discord suggested that I do a mug, or I offered to, I guess. MJ was having a problem with trying to matchmove a mug for a shot, and in the shot it was described to me as having some there was things passing over in front, obscuring it. There were portions of the shot where things were blurry, which unfortunately I didn't emulate here. I could have comped this quickly, and it's fine. Yeah, so there were parts where it was blurry, it was being obscured. There's not a lot of detail on the mug. There's a lot of reflections on the mug. Yeah, mugs, bottles, cups, and all that stuff. They're not really the easiest things to match move. You'd kind of think they would be. Bottles are very simple objects. They're a cylinder. It's pretty easy to figure that out. But usually they are very small on screen. So there just isn't a whole lot of data to solve, track. And the perspective of some bottles are very interesting, I'll say, because some bottles are typically shaped in pretty funny ways. Bottles taper. They do little hourglass figures. Sometimes they squeeze when you're holding them, so they can deform. Sometimes they can be pretty tricky. Chow, this embarrassing action. Was it that bad? I should see if MJ showed up. Before I really get going, let me see if MJ is here. Oh, and while I'm on Discord, I see you, Chow. What camera is used for live broadcast? Very luxurious. This is a Blackmagic Pocket Cinema 4K. It is overkill for a setup like this, but it's fine. Eventually, I'm probably going to switch over to... I don't know, can you see this? I can't see my stream right now. Eventually, I'm going to switch it over to my EOS R, because this camera is just a bit annoying to set up. Also, for the stream, half the time in my streams, my voice keeps dying, getting very dry throat, so I brought tea and honey. So I'm kind of hoping that this is going to help me not get such a dry throat. All right. MJ is here. Here. Hello, hello. All right, MJ, let's get started. I tried to get some obstruction, and we got some reflections. There's a little bit of liquid going on in there. And yeah, so we'll see how this goes. Unfortunately, it's not the furthest away from screen. I also didn't get any blur or rack focus. I could have ran this through Nuke or something, but I didn't want to. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started on this. Let's jump straight in. There isn't going to be a whole lot of track work. We're not going to be in Syntheyes for too long. And yeah, so let's go. First things first, we need a camera. So we're going to pick the frame that we like the most, the frame with the least amount of me, which, hey, there is a whole lot of not me over here. Also, we can see the camera has a little bit of a bump. We zoom right in, do some fast scrubbing. It pops a little bit. I don't know if I want to do that. We'll see. It's not very often that I do nodal shots, because usually I'm doing some weird deforming stuff or some kind of crazy free move. So sometimes I mess up trying to line up a nodal camera, and then I try to solve it and the camera snaps away. I actually don't know why it does that, but we'll see. Love my coat in the shot. Sauce? I'm going to call you Sauce. I like my coat. I wish it matched me a bit more. If you see me in full frame, just with my general style, it doesn't really work too well. I just kind of wear whatever's comfortable. As a very tall individual, I don't know. I think I look lanky, a little funny. Alright, so I'm going to go to the Lens tab, and we're going to drop down some lines, and if there's any distortion, we're going to do a very basic manual undistort. So, first, I don't really want to see this lens grid. Really, 90% of the time I get rid of it, so I'm going to right-click, come to View, Show Lens Grid Off. Wow, my footage almost cut that off. Danasa, hello. Oh my god, are you going to track the mug? I might do 1 point on it, but it's going to mostly be manually done in Maya. We're just here to get the camera and maybe distortion if there's any. So let's go to the frame. We're going to do some lines, get the perspective on this, but I'm not going to go right to the end because the camera bumps a little bit. Whatever. It bumps a little bit, but I don't care. So, first, I'm gonna imagine that. Bro, the code is so cool. I'm following now. Thank you for the follow. I used to have some graphics come along and let me know when people are following and stuff, but because I'm on Restream, I can't have those graphics. But I kind of wish that it popped up. It used to scare me a lot. Maybe a blessing in disguise that I'm not using those graphics now. Okay, now let's go and drop our first line. So I'm going to go with a Z on axis right here. Let's go on Z. And I don't want it to face out that direction. Oh, if there's any Blender users or like 3ds Max or whatever users here, we're going Y up for Maya. So I'm going to go flip this because it was facing the wrong direction. And then I'm going to go and put a parallel Y line over here. Parallel to Y. Oh, wait, why was I doing that? That's got to be parallel to Z. Come up top. Parallel to Z. So are you basically just going to track in 2D and project to plane? Basically. I'm not even going to project to a plane. Actually, I might. Yeah, we'll see. I'm actually not 100% certain on what I'm going to do with this, because in Maya, I got to do some funny stuff in Maya. I have a feeling people are going to get confused on what I'm going to do in Maya. So, you know, brace yourselves for that. So we got a couple Z lines, because I'm wondering how you're going to figure out the depth. The depth. Oh, yeah, the depth. that actually is going to be why this is going to be a little bit tricky in Maya. You'll see what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a very weird... Okay, there's a way that you can animate objects and have a separate control to push it back and forth in depth, but not scaling your object. And it's a little bit funny to set up in Maya. So that's how the depth is going to be handled. Alright, let me go back to @frame. There we go. Okay, so we got our Z lines. You know, let's get another Z line right here. Look at this line. This is a good one. Try to spread your lines out as much as you can in your scene, if possible. This is fine. This is fine. Let's go with Y. Kind of want my Y to be right here. It's not the longest line, but it is going to intersect with this line around here. So this is going to be the origin of my scene when I hit a line. Wherever your main axis lines intersect, that's going to be your origin. They don't even have to like intersect like this, so you're fine. Get this up here and parallel and omnia parallel, and look at the fridge. Great big parallel fridge. Oh boy, I can't see. Oh no, I can't see an edge up there. If there's any distortion, I'm likely going to see it on this fridge. I don't know if this fridge is like nice and, you know, even, clean lines. So I wanted to use the fridge to undistort this, but I might not now. I don't think I trust it. Walnut Stalker. So do you think you'll track the camera bump, or does it not really matter for this? I might track the camera bump. I might just put down like 2 or 3 trackers and call it done. I don't know. I don't really want to. I just want to do the mug. We'll see. I might do it. This here, that's not a straight line, is it? No, it's not. All right, so let's start putting down some X lines. If you're doing lines with Syntheyes, you only want 2 on axis. Oh God. You only want 2 on axis lines. If you put a third one, like if I did Y, Z, and an X on axis line, Syntheyes will error out. So we're just not going to do the line. We're not going to do the on axis line. We're just going to jump straight into parallel. So with X, we're just going to go parallel X. Can anybody also let me know how my sound is? I'd imagine it's garbage. Ooh, nice lines on the oven. Parallel to X. Good. Sounds good. That is actually quite relieving, because when I hear my voice in my own recordings, I just think it sounds like trash. Okay, so there's our lines. Is there any distortion? Honestly, here's the thing too. My lens, when it's wide as it possibly can be, I have... Hold on, let me do this. Lens grid. When my lens is as wide as it possibly can be, which I think is 8mm, I will get intense negative distortion. This is the most common distortion that you'll get. If I zoom in to the extreme, to 24mm, I will get positive distortion. This shot was not zoomed in to either of the extremes. I might have landed in the center where I'm not really getting any distortion. If I look at this fridge, I could line it up to an edge like right here, but there's a little bit of an offset in the doors, so I don't know if this fridge is a good thing to reference for distortion. This could be wrong. And I don't really have any straight lines by the edges of the shot that I fully trust. There is kind of this counter here. but I don't see the middle. I don't see the middle. So I don't really have enough data here to fully trust this. And this line cutting directly across the shot on the longest line, since it's right in the middle of the shot, it's not, and it's in line with the, I'm going to say V coordinate. I think it's V. Wait, is V horizontal? Wasn't it U, V? I can't remember. Anyway, and so, anyway, because this is perfectly in line with that axis, it's not going to show us distortion. Like if I drag this around, you can see that line is barely being affected in the middle compared to the ones on the side. So I think I'm just not going to care about distortion. If I'm going to clear that, I should do something. Yeah, so we're gonna pretend that there's something, I think. I'm gonna meet it halfway in between these doors. Sound is perfectly fine. Not amazing, but totally fine to listen to. Awesome. Hopefully it'll be astounding in the next few weeks. I'm ordering parts for a new machine here soon. A friend is helping me build a stream PC so that I can do rendering and actual like intensive stuff, because I want to do Blender. Like, how does Blender react if I try to do this? Hold on. So this is a nice little cabinet I made. And if I render, you might see the stream will go like crap. So, render. Whoosh. It's not as bad as I thought it would be. So, solid. So I don't know how that reacted on stream, but anyway, I'm kind of hoping that I can get into some other stuff as well that isn't just tracking. Blend is alright. I agree with that, actually. I'm not the most avid fan of Blender, personally. I love Blender, that being said, I love Blender, but there's things about it. There are a lot of things about it. There's a lot of buts. Okay, well anyway, I'm going to pretend that that's the distortion. I'm going to apply it right now. So I'm going to hit Lens Workflow, Redistorted, okay. And so, here's our little bit of distortion going on. And now, let's go back to here, and I'm going to hit Align. You've been using Blender for 23 years? That's pretty impressive. That's insane. Sauce? I'm just gonna keep calling you Sauce. Yeah, Blender is amazing. It's just, it does not do any of the individual sections that it handles, like sculpting, compositing, effects, character animation, rigging. It does not do as good as many other software packages do when they've been doing it for years. And you know, there's a thing to be said about the Blender being able to do pretty much everything, except to me it's got to be able to do those things as well to convince me to want to do any of those tasks within Blender. Again, that being said, I freaking love Blender. I've been diving into it so much. I've been using it for 8 years on and off. But man, 2.8 was such a big push for me. I love it. So, did I hit Align already? Looks like I did. Okay, so, perfect perspective. Look at these lines. Sauce. Love it. Love that. Walnut, I'm pretty sure it's been around for 12 years? I can't remember. I thought Blender was around for even longer, but just under a different name. I think it's been around longer than 12 years. I have no clue. I could be very wrong on that. Sorry, I'm just making sure I didn't miss any chat. Oh, Blender is the best. Yeah, you know what? Even though I don't believe that Blender in the individual aspects can compete with a lot of software. I really do love software. I really do love what Blender's doing, and I would even make a point to say it's the best. But, you know, the best for what? $19.98. Souse was right. I'm gonna have so much fun saying it. All right, let's do this. Let's just see if I'm not gonna have get any hassle if I do this as a quick nodal. So I don't like all the interactive lighting everywhere if I'm gonna track a point, because if I put something like this, I'm expecting this track to wanna move around and be sneaky. Oh, it's not. Okay. It wasn't too bad. I don't know if caching is going to do some funny things to the stream right now, but that is the thing I hope to be of the past eventually. Walnut, I would like to send my thoughts and prayers out to everybody who does compositing in Blender. Oh yeah, I've been watching a lot of compositing in Blender lately. I've been watching so much. Somebody in Discord sent an amazing channel for it. It doesn't look fun. It does not look fun. Oh, those shadows push my tracker over. Okay, I'm gonna high pass this real quick. I just don't want to put work into this tracker. So I'm gonna go new preset, make one norm. No, let's shorten it even more. NM for normal. And now new preset, HP for high pass. And now I'm going to go high, 0.01, mid, 0.5, low, 0.499, gamma, 1. Filtering, high pass, let's make it, I don't know, 2? Lord Jesus. And blur, I don't know, what's 5? I think I also have to go over here and I am in float. Oh, because I didn't render this plate with the full level of data that I could have. So it's not the most high pass friendly. I would like, oh, Walnut, I've been learning Fusion and it's great. Yeah, I want to jump into Fusion. I've been watching Fusion tutorials as well. Fusion looks, I want to get more in depth with it just to understand the 3D side of it more. From the 3D navigation in Fusion is so frustrating to me. Okay. But with most software, this tends to be the case, but I hope that they have a reason for the navigation style that they have. And I will have to find that reason. Wow, I guess I'm going to blur this one a fair bit more. Souse. Well, it's made by Blackmagic Design, so of course it's good. Yeah. They're turning out some pretty quality products, man. Okay, let's see if this at least doesn't pop down. This is a little bit overkill for this shot. Okay, nice. Nice. Yeah, that's it. Cool. I put a bit too much work in it. Here's something I'm going to do. I'm actually going to retract this point a couple times. Pocket 4K is up. Pocket 4K is amazing. That's what I'm using now. So I'm tracking this point multiple times just because I'm also making sure there's a little bit of offset in where the tracker is placed, because I want these trackers to pick up different noise. So if I select them, I can hit Shift 7, combine them, and I'm now left with one point that has a little bit average of the detail. I should have tracked a lot more. If I do something like this where I'm using a 1 point for a nodal, I would usually track it like 6 times or something like that. Okay, so let's see what this does. Sorry, one sec, I just want to, while that caches. Alright, just so I can watch, see what this does, let's go over here. If this moves around, I don't really want to realign it. I don't want to worry about seed paths or valleys or anything, because I actually don't know why it jumps around on nodal solves. Oh crap, one thing, sorry. I have to take this point and I have to duplicate it. We need at least 2 trackers for a nodal. So I duplicate it. Walnut, that's your stream camera, right? Yeah. So I'm duplicating this tracker. For nodal for free move solves, you need at least 4 points. Don't ever do just 4 though. Do a lot more. For a nodal, you need a minimum of 2. So I'm going to duplicate this tracker. I could lock it and leave it here on the spot so there's 2 trackers and it would solve. But sometimes that has a little Z-roll effect if they're both in the same spot. So I'm going to just offset this over to the other side. It does not matter where I put it. So now I have these 2 points. There's a little Z-roll movement in my camera. This tracker is not locked perfectly, but that's fine. The glass is moving over to the left side. So let's see what this does. If it moves, I don't feel like trying to fix it. It's not worth my time for this stream. So I'm gonna hit go. It moved. Oh, why? Yeah, hold on. Focal length should be known. Hey, it didn't move. Cool. It's just that the focal length recalculated. Gave us some random number. Okay, well, anyway, we have an animated camera now. Thankfully, it didn't move. Alright, so the mug. Now, here's where I'm going to decide. I think I am going to do a tracker here. Just one tracker on the mug. And that tracker will come into Syntheyes with us. And we'll use it to help us get the motion. I don't really need it, honestly. I don't think I... See, sometimes with a mug, what I do is... let's say I have... Which one's cylinder again? Bam. And create. Nerve circle. Oh, I have interactive creation on. Don't want that. Okay, so typically what I would do is, if let's say this mug is animating, cool, our fancy mug is doing things. If this was my animated mug in the shot, sometimes what I do, I want to figure out, if I were to do it manually, I would want to figure out one point on the mug. And what I could do is I would take like a circle and I would get the top of the mug, and I use an actual circle so I can see both sides, but then I get the center. So that's my center point, and I can animate the scale on this and not have to worry about messing anything up. This is usually easier on an actual shot, by the way. And you don't need perfect rotation. This is just a cheap way to find the center of the spout. So I would do something like that if I were doing it manually. But we're not going to do this because we're likely going to have a tracker do this for us. So let's see what we can do with a tracker now. I'm just going to go right in, add moving object. You know what? I might as well scale this, I guess. Let me scale and move this down to the floor. Earthling. Yeah, somewhere around my height, I guess. Also, I put this under the object. I shouldn't have done that. Oh, my stream chat is right in front of the hierarchy view. Okay. So let's get that guy out into the world space. There we go. Now for the camera. Whole, scale, whole. And Hole Effects Meshes is on, so right click, 3D, Hole Effects Meshes off. Now you can move it and scale it. And wow, what a view. So this is a nodal shot. So we don't have to care about where any points are. So I'm just gonna go and roughly line up my shoulders and my knees. Awesome. Ah, yes. My missing leg. As is the case per real life. So I'm going to come over to the Solver tab, World Size, scale it up. And I don't like these absurd object sizes. I'm going to come over to Edit and Scene Settings, Object Size right down. Alright, so here is our nodal camera nodaling and our scale scaling. So now we have we're in a fresh object. We're in a fresh object because depending on how I choose to project this point might need to be under an object that's zeroed out to the world. That's a maybe. So I'm going to come to the object, go to the first frame where you can see it's one little key, and now right click the translates and the rotates if there are any. So our object is now bottom of the world again, and that's fine. So any trackers that we put under here, and if we project them on the geo, which I don't know if I'm going to do it that way, I'm probably going to go script make object from tracker, which I think will do it to a world space. Can we name the Earthling CG person thing? Yes. And now this is where Mark jumps in from like the beginning of the stream. Dance monkey. I do the bidding of chat. Okay. Yeah, dance monkey. All right, so. All right, okay. Now let's just do this. So we're going to the object one, and then we're going to start tracking this mug. Now there isn't really an amazing way to do this, as far as I know. This is just the way that I've done it in the past. Plenty of other people may have better ways to do this. They'll probably do this straight manual in Maya, and I might actually do that too, depending on how annoying this point is, because we're actually at a state where I can take this into Maya, just roughly make that cup, and I can manually move it. But see, if I were to do it in Maya, I would immediately start to rough in a locator to get the position per frame of some part of that cup. I might as well do it here with a tracker. So I'm going to do it here with a tracker. So here's what I'm going to do. What I said with that circle trick that I do in Maya, I'm going to do it with a tracker. So I could do it with a search box like this, or I could Shift plus and I can get crosshairs, and see now here we can get the edges of the cup and make sure that we're centered. There is the center. I don't usually use like both lines because the front and back are on, you know, with depth, the foreground and the parallax, the foreground and the background are going to have different scales. So you can see that the top here will not really line up with the bottom too well. So here's the edge of the spout, here it's a bit low, so I just don't worry about this line. Side to side, this is fine. I don't need this to be perfect. This is something that I can fully adjust in Maya, and I likely will. Alright, so now here's where we find out if I even bother using this tracker. You know what, I am going to scale this up. See, a lot of the time I scale my tracker up because then I can animate this easier than having to animate this and rotating it. I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get rid of the crosshair. At least you know that's a thing. Well, I'm gonna try and rearrange something on my desk because this mic is gonna have to get out of my way now. I'm gonna try it right here. If this gets loud and irritating, I'm sorry. The mic is right beside my keys. I hope you like key sounds. So, already it's popping. And I'm pressing the wrong keys. Oh yeah, I'm just going to rough this in here as fast as I can because that's actually, the cup is at rest. It's not even going to move here. I had a little pop, but again, I'm just going to let that be fixed in Maya. This just does not have to be perfect. This is just to give us a quick point to get us going in Maya. I'm probably going to turn on by hand mode and just do this really fast with by hand. Something I might as well do as well. I'm going to go to the last frame where the cup is placed down and then Z-drop the tracker. So we skip the whole big portion of the shot. So I'm gonna get the scale for this point now. And I can go to some in-between frames. Let's hide this. I can go to some in-between frames and just rough in the scale for the point because now over here, the size, this stuff is keyed. So as the shot goes on, the scale of this tracker will update for us as we go. I don't know if it's really worth it. Yeah, I don't know how worth it is. But anyway, if I go, lock onto this. Yeah, this isn't really the best shot to show this off. Yeah, it's a really cool tool, but this isn't the most ideal shot for this. All right, let's just keep going. I'm actually going to make this larger because when I drag this, it's easier if your square is more uniform. If your tracker is squished, and then if you try to drag in your thumbnail view, you're gonna notice it moves in a very silly fashion. So I'm going to make it a square. I'm just going to turn on by hand and go forward like this. Very fast. A portion like this is where we will definitely be seeing the silhouette of our geometry for this mug and fitting it in Maya. This part's a little bit tricky. It's hard for me to see the silhouette of the cup over here, and the handle over here is moving around. So again, this is gonna more or less be a portion that we'll actually see properly in Maya. Okay, we'll leave that and keep going. Again, I'm not tracking anything in particular. I'm just trying to make this point somewhat reasonably centered. Okay, at this point I don't care what it's doing. Lock. Alright, so here's our point. Yeah. Ta-da. Alright, let's lock on, give it a quick watch. See, what's most important is that it's somewhat stable. I just don't want it jittering around like crazy. There's no way that I got that perfect. I am going to do little nudges in Maya. So that is to be expected. Now let's make this into an object. So there's multiple ways to make this into a point in space, and there is one cool way with GOH track where you can animate the depth of this, but GOH is not pushing it perfectly back in space, so I have a little bit of a problem with how it does it. So I'm not going to use GOH. There is a method where I can take a sphere and I can drop this center of the camera as best as I can. So there's this way, and we can project the point on the surface, in which case if we did that you'll want more subdivisions just because you want to make sure that it's gliding across a smooth surface. Let's invert normals. I'm just showing you for the hell of it. But so this tracker is within its own object because you can't tell Syntheyes what trackers to project. You only select the mesh you want to project onto, and then every tracker within your camera or object will project. Also, you want to make sure that this object that your trackers are under is zeroed out to the world. Otherwise, if you go into Maya, your points that are projected are going to appear somewhere else in space. Took me longer than I'm willing to admit to figure that out. So I can select the sphere, shot, nope, sorry, script, animate trackers by mesh projection, and hey, you can see we have a point in space. Lovely. I want some tea. 1 second. And honey. Wait, I don't think I opened this honey yet. Oh, it has a seal. Good. Wow, I peeled it with a little lid there, but it actually has a plastic piece that I could have utilized. I am a monkey. Thank you, Mark. This honey kind of smells nasty. I should have taken like a 5-minute break or something just to prepare my tea. Didn't it? Probably shouldn't have done this on stream. Walnut, are you drinking from the mug? Yeah. Yeah, this is the mug that I'm tracking from. I put water in that. Actually, I'm a little embarrassed to admit I was trying to do a little bit with some of the water in there, and I was doing all this stupid crap. Like I was like, oh, taking a drink, and then like spitting up water just for the hell of it. And I thought the clips looked so stupid. So those will never see the light of day. And then I just gave up and I did this. I just thought, okay, what can I do to obscure it and roll it around? Okay. So I'm going to undo this because this is not the way that I want to project it. That's fine. I could have taken that. It would have been fine. I just want to see if it's worthwhile for me to do it this way. I'm going to get rid of that sphere because I can take this tracker and you can simply come over to make object from tracker. This gives you distance from camera, orient method, exact or pivot. This is interesting. I can't remember what these two are. I'm pretty sure I know what they are, but let's see. Also, I don't remember how far 250 is. 250, I don't even know what these units are. Oh yeah, that's right, 250. So this guy here is like 170 something. 180? How big is he? 183? Okay, so let's go like 150. Shot. Script. Oops. Okay, shift 1. 150. Let's see what exact does. Okay, so exact, we have an object. It's going to be an object anyway. I don't know why I said it like that. But I think there is curvature to this. Okay, let's see what the other one does, because I'm curious. Shift 1. Pivot. What does pivot do? Huh? Huh? What's that? I don't know what that means. I used to know what this is, actually. I used to know what the difference was. I don't remember the difference. Okay, so we're gonna leave. We're just gonna leave it. We're gonna go with this. So if you did it with this method, with the make object from tracker method, this point will not be constrained to wherever your object is sitting in space. This one can just go wherever. Also, you can do some GeoH stuff under here as well. So this is a nice method to do. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna go with this. Let's get ready to jump into Maya. Maya, we're gonna do a little bit of basic modeling just for the scene, the surface really, just the surface, and we're also gonna model the mug. So save, and I gotta save out the sequence. Again, I just tossed my windows to the other screen because, you know, project file names and stuff. Stuff I don't want to show. By the way, for this file name, I'm literally just gonna I came over to the plates folder. I'm gonna go EXR first, And I did that so I can make sure that I stole the name of this file, which it already was the same, I guess. So I'm going to go change EXR to JPG. And I'm going to hit save. So when I hit save, over here, got a resolution. You can see the resolution is not 1920 by 1080. It's increased a little bit. When you understore in Syntheyes, Syntheyes will update your film back and your resolution and your focal length to account for this increased space. So I'm going to hit start. That is good tea. Okay, so that plate is written out. Now I'm going to... Actually, I'm going to drag my Syntheyes over here for a second. Just writing out a Maya ASCII scene. Okay, so I wrote this out. Now, let's get some Maya. Okay, so I don't need this. Whatever, I'm just gonna new. Actually, I don't even have to clear this. I can go Control O. Now that I've hit Control O, over here, I can just Control V, paste that, because Syntheyes will put your exported files into your clipboard, and open. And don't save. Cool. So now we have this empty, almost empty looking garbage. I'm going to immediately split my view, middle mouse my camera over to this view, spacebar, perspective, and this plane, I don't really want to see it, so I'm going to hide it in that view. And now we need to make sure that we have our undistorted version of the plate here. So I'm going to come over here to the path, delete EXR, JPG. Did I put underscore UD for distort here? I don't think so. Did I do that? Hold on. We'll find out. So enter. Okay, no, I thought that I put like underscore UD for undistort in the title, but I didn't. I just changed it to JPEG. Souse. Literally my first time ever seeing Maya. Be thankful. Maya is not always the funnest program, but there's a lot of things about it I like. For Matchmove. Actually, modeling too. I really like the marking menus a lot. I'm a huge fan of marking menus. And gesture controls, because they're not like Blender's pie menus. I wanted more out of Blender pie menus. Okay, so here you can see we have our 1 point. I can scale this up. Let's also put this on a layer, make it yellow, and there is our point. I'm going to turn on aliasing and wireframe unshaded for later. So here is our 1 point going. So our shot is cached through. Good. Also, here's just a little annoying thing. I don't know how to reset viewport. I have a button for that at work. So my cache has my old cache from the old sequence when I played it a little bit, and then my distortion. I'm literally just gonna Control open, reopen the file. There, it's already reopened. Cool. Fast. In an otherwise slow piece of software. All right. So let's model this mug. So I'm just going to go to a frame where I like it, and I like it here. I'm going to need some geometry for my set. I don't see floor for a reference, so I'm literally just going to guess a floor. And then that's going to serve as the base scale for our scene. Mark, only just noticed you're keying yourself now. Man, if I didn't have to put work into keying this for this stream, I wouldn't have done it. No one's even noticing it. Do I have anything green here to mess with? Hey. Ghost bottle. Okay, so making the mug. Oh, hey, Souse, while you're here, there's something I want to do in Blender really badly. Can I take a point in Blender and stabilize like this in the viewport? Like specifically in the viewport. Because that's I'm trying to figure out to do more Matchmove stuff in Blender. Not with Blender's solver, because I don't like Blender's solver. But I want to be able to do this, because if I can lock onto a vertice or to an object, then I can really start getting into refining Matchmoves, rotoanims, and deforming stuff within Blender. And I really want to push a lot more Matchmove stuff in Blender in the future. Or future, as soon as I can. But I've been playing around with Blender rigging and stuff, just trying to mess around and get my feet wet. You think so? If you can direct me with a link to like anywhere that can get me what I need for this, like that would be amazing. Okay, so model. I need to make the countertop real fast. So I'm gonna go plane, scale, that's really low. So somewhere around there, good. I'm gonna go right click, apply favorite material to use background. Oh, also, what's up with Blender not being able to do this? Sorry. So used to like Blender Shift A for objects. I want to be able to, like, if I go wireframe like this, I want to be able to go toggle backface culling. Like, and you know, because this way you see the faces behind, which isn't the best. Blender, you have the X-ray mode, which allows you to get a shading like this. So you can get a nice wireframe like this in Blender, in the viewport. But if I'm using retopology, if I'm trying to retopologize a mesh, the faces, you have to use the in front thing, and sometimes you got to use a shrink wrap and a displace in some methods to like hide the faces properly. Like, man, I want that so badly in Blender. Wish it did that though. Yeah, me too, man. MJ, oh, I'm missing some messages. One sec. Souse. Yes, one sec. Oh man, that'd be awesome, Souse, if you can figure out the stabilize thing. MJ, is there any perks of using Blender for match moving? I've never used Blender. I'm curious now. Blender is something I'm messing around with for match move. Hold on, let me clear this. So there's a few things Blender can't do, unfortunately, when it comes to deforming. But what's pretty nice is that scale, tab, R, oops, control R, bam, whoops, 3. It's weird jumping in between. Oh, I should have just alt-clicked that. It's weird jumping between software and getting right into the hotkeys and stuff. So I'm going to go Alt-E, extrude along normals, bevel. I don't like that. That, and that. There's a better way to bevel that, I know. That was kind of ugly. I'm trying to make a really fast, basic, actually, let's just smooth this, make it real ugly. What a stupid looking shape. Alright, enter. Nice thing, if you were going to do some deforming stuff in Blender, rigging is really nice and easy. So, whoops. Actually, sure, let's... No, I don't want that. Grab, scale, edit, extrude, extrude, and then this, and then that. Control P, parent automatic weights. So what's nice here, oh, that's right, you have to go into pose mode. I hate pose mode. Control Tab, and pose. So what's nice with Blender is that if you had to make any alterations to your mesh, even though we're posed or we've done some warping, you can go into edit mode. Blender will snap it back. So I can select whatever I want and start to extrude along normals. And once I go back here, you could see that the stuff is followed. This is how this is how Blender does, Maya does it too, actually. It's just nice that the weighting is not broken as intense here. So, but the thing that I actually, in a few past streams, I gotta correct something. Also, I'm actually gonna test see if this works now, so I might not need to apologize. I was frustrated with how when you go to model or alter a shape, Blender will snap you out of the pose. So if I was with a posed character, like, oh, I need some more detail here, so I go into edit mode and I start modeling more detail, Blender is like, nope, I'm gonna snap it back. And now I can't see. But I think you can go into the modifiers to armature and this button. Oh, no. What about this? Oh, yes. Okay, cool. This is what I wanted. So, yeah, this is what I wanted. So I can Alt-E and I can start to model my... Oh, no. That's not good. Okay, never mind. Okay, this is half what I wanted. So, I would like to be able to live model things while they're in a pose. That is extremely important to me. Unfortunately, I can't. Also, I'm missing some messages. Sorry, let me catch up. Maybe there's an add-on. Saus, I don't do much match moving, so sorry I couldn't be more helpful. What are you doing here, Saus? I need to dip, but I can't wait for the next stream. Awesome. Well, good that you dipped in. Sad to see you're dipping out. And yeah, if you catch another one, that'd be awesome. I like Blender stuff. I'd like to get more into it, and it'd be nice to have somebody who's very experienced in Blender who can, like, crack the whip and tell me what I'm doing wrong. Because eventually I'm going to be diving more into Blender. Anyway, thank you for stopping by. And thank you for following, because I think you said you were the follower earlier, right? Okay, so anyway, that's Blender. Let's go back to Maya. Let's get this mug. So, this countertop, I need to turn off stabilize for now. So I don't care about this counter being perfect. I'm going to get one edge over there. And now let's go into... What I really like edit mode in Maya is that when you right click, you have all your main modes. So you can jump straight into one of these things. But what I like about the gestures is, so when you right click, there's a split-second delay in when the menus come up. So, see, you can, if you right click and draw, this happens, and it's like, what is this? So it jumped me into menus, so I can go like this, if I need to. But the benefit of that is I can right click and just, I can whip around. See, I'm going into, you can't tell, but I'm going into all the different face modes. I love that. So if I shift right click and I have all my most common modeling tools, and the most common tools up here, so like multi-cut, I can just shift, swipe. Very fast. And see, I'm sick of this now, so I can go face mode. Cool. And let's extrude this down, so shift swipe, bring it down. Object mode swipe, cool. Yes. Good time. Plus Blender gets the views. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Blender gets the views too, yeah. Blender, Maya is not the most, like, It's not the most friendly when it comes to YouTube. Okay, so I needed this countertop because I'm going to model that cup on that surface, so I need that scale and that contact. So I'm going to go cylinder, snap. That's another thing I really want in Blender. In Maya, if you want to snap, it's X, C, and V. So X is like your world grid, C is curves, and then V is vertice. And I really want a better way to snap pivots in Blender. Blender, you have to go Alt period. You have to go Alt period, and then you're into the pivot mode, and then you could snap that if you're into snapping modes. Or you go Shift S, and then you place your cursor wherever you want, and there's multiple ways to place a cursor, and then you can select. Anyway, there's a number of ways to do it in Blender, but I don't like any of them. I just want to hold D and then snap this wherever I want. Hey, rotate. And bam, cool. Or I can go snap to this, snap to that, slide over, done. I want that so badly. So right click, existing, this, that. Okay, so this cup, let's start from the bottom. I can't wait. Man, I just cannot wait for Blender to keep developing and just, it's such cool stuff. Just little things here and there bug me. But, you know, that's every software. Every software has little things that bug you. Making you a very tough individual to please. So I'm going to go Shift, drag this up, scale, Shift, drag up, scale. Let's go pretty close up to the spout. Cool. A little bit higher. Awesome. I'm going to delete that. And let's go edge. Actually, let's scale it inwards. You know what? Might as well get the kind of interior of this a little bit. Oops, I didn't want that. 4, scale. I don't really want to be modeling this part, I guess. Whatever. It's fine. Okay, so now let's get a couple more edge loops here and there. I'm still hitting some Blender hotkeys right now, so sorry if I'm a little slow with this. Oops, nope, I wanted to. Oh man, I forgot how to edge slide now. Oh, there we go, we're good. Make these faces somewhat even. Also, I gotta put some definition into this line. Okay, what does this look like? Smoothed. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Do I want to do this with a crease? That's fine. That was a weird two-handed drink. Sorry I did that. You didn't need to see that on stream. Okay, so might need to take a 10-minute break here soon, but let's see. So I'm gonna go crease. Let's crease that up just a bit. Also bring this up a little bit. And this down here can do with another loop. Oh boy, I brought that way too far down. Now that we're seeing the exponential smoothing, I gotta adjust these a little bit. I should have been in smooth while I was watching this. That's a pretty nice cut, man. Okay, let's see. That's an awesome cut, dude. I'm gonna sell this to Turbo Squid. Okay, that's our cup for now. I'm not gonna model the handle. The handle, I need a little bit better of a view later. Also the handle, oh, that part's gonna be tricky. I don't like manual match moves. I'm not great at them. I'm very slow with them at work. But a cup like this is pretty easy to me. I think this is gonna be somewhat easy. I think my phone just went off. One sec. Oh, my Uber driver thanked me for a tip. Okay. So let me just collect my thoughts for a moment, because this is where we're going to get into slight confusing territory. Actually, let's duplicate this mug and let's see if it fits over at the other side. Okay, so I'm gonna panic here if it doesn't fit, because this is where we just didn't really have proper data to calculate distortion. So because distortion is off, and if lines are off because of distortion, there's a chance that this mug might be slightly off. In which case, I'm gonna cheat it a little. So snap over here. Oh my goodness. It's beautiful. That's not that bad, man. It's slightly off. Very slightly. But that's not bad. It's not huge. Okay, so you can see our mug at both ends fits pretty well. I'm going to turn the wireframe on shaded. Also, this is kind of a dark view, so let's just... MJ, that's really awesome. Nice. Is this going well so far, MJ? Is this all working for you? Oh, what a stupid looking kitchen here. Delete. Okay, let's see. So, confusing territory here now coming up. Okay, I just got to remember, because this is kind of confusing to me too. My boss had to explain this to me like so many times over the years. It's not very often I have to do this, so I keep having to remember. I think I got it. So this cup, we need the animation. We need this point. Oh, you know what? We're fine. No, this is easier. Sorry. Those methods I was thinking of are for when heads animate and rotate. This cup is it's not rotating. So at this point, this is going to be an easy trick. Oh my goodness. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. MJ, yes, thank you. I definitely need to rewatch though. I'm getting lots of new knowledge. Awesome. That's good to hear. That's good to hear that this is helping. The cup. We don't really want to animate this object. If you're doing manual match moves in Maya or any software, don't match move the object itself. You want to put it under a group or locators or empties or whatever. You want to put it under in basic little control rigs that you make yourself. And control rig, we're just doing an object hierarchy rig. Group hierarchy or whatever, it doesn't matter. It sounds cooler than it is. So I'm gonna make a point. Oh crap, I need the oh no, we're good. Gonna snap a point to the center of the mug, hold V, snap up to the top, and hey, there's our center point. And that kind of, you could see that it does. You could see that my tracker is slightly off. So that's the side-to-side corrections we're going to have to make to this. So this locator is going to be for I'm going to call it root constraint. By the way, call the stuff whatever you want. I'm making this up as I go. I'm honestly making this up as I go. This is the first time I'm doing a very specific kind of rig like this. I'm guessing as I go. So this is going to be my root control, and now I'm going to duplicate it. This one is going to be my trans rot control. So translation and rotation. So this tracker is going to be what's parented to that point to make it move. This point is going to be the one that I move and rotate so I can adjust my cup. So I'm going to move this, under the root. And the root constraint, I am going to find my object. Wait, a tracker object? Oh yeah, this one has keys. So I'm going to select that, and then I'm going to control click root constraint, spacebar, constraint, and parent. Nope, point constraint. So I'm going to hit options, make sure that maintain offset is on or off, depending. You can mess with this if you have to, but typically maintain offset on is pretty good for Matchmove. So add, and now what we will get is, let's see, I'm going to remember my frame 1137 so I can come back here. So, oh, okay, this is good. So you could see our little rig there is following the tracker. And now, I should name my stuff. This cup, I'm just going to delete it, I don't need that. This cup here, let's call it mug. What's this? Countertop. And let's see. This mug, we are going to... okay, we're going to constrain... We're going to use this rot control, constrain the mug to it. Spacebar, constrain. This one's going to be a parent. We want it to also rotate and translate. So all the stuff is on, maintain offset, sure. So let me rotate this control. Hey, look, it works. And now we should see that when I move this, what witchcraft is this? Look at that massive cup. Cool. So that already looks pretty awesome. We're going to leave it here, MJ. That's your finished product. Enjoy your night. No, not really, obviously. We're going to scale that back and move it and rotate it and all the goodness. That was very dumb humor. Sorry about that. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so one more thing. How do we push this back in depth now? So the tracker here, this object. So I didn't think of this, but MJ, this might be a little bit different for you because your mug is under an animated camera. This is only going to work on a nodal. See this, I can group this and snap its pivot, D and V, over to the camera. So, okay, cool. So I can push this back and forth, and you can see that the cup does not change scale. So that's good. I might have screwed something up. I don't like how this point is not over by the cup. I'm curious if that's going to screw me over. I'm going to hit save because I might come back to this now and reconstrain this. So let me... this group is only going to be scale only, and I'm going to go and lock its translation and rotation because I don't want to touch that. This is only for scaling to push the cup back in depth. And we're going to rotate the cup using transrot. And I'm going to lock scale over here. We don't, well, it's not, that's not going to affect that, but I'm going to lock it anyway. I don't want to see it. Okay, so, why am I in this view? I want my camera, and I want my perspective. And wireframe unshaded. Okay. Oh, also, sorry, I shouldn't be using my stabilize like this. I'm gonna turn that off. Wait, did I just stabilize now? Yep, my bad. Okay, these are some tools that I have from work. I also have other tools from work. But we're gonna go to HK tools. So MJ, this is what I told you to download, if you did. It's a very easy installation. You just drag and drop it into the viewport, and then it gives you this shelf, and it gives you these tools. The first thing you're going to want to do, though, is hotkey. I was wondering if you're going to use that tool. Yeah, I forgot about it. Something you're going to have to do if you want to stabilize. This doesn't have a button for stabilize, which annoys me. So hotkey right here, you got to click this, and you'll look at the bottom. Warning, switch to HK hotkey set. We are now, your buttons in Maya are now switched to the hotkeys for the for HK tools. If you don't like that, you got to bear with it until you're done your shot. But if you click this button, you could see it swaps you back through all of your set hotkeys. So if you had your own hotkeys, you're fine. This is going to swap you back through everything. So let me go back to there, HK tools hotkeys. Okay, stabilizing with this. I believe, let me save again. I believe it's shift, I think it's Control Shift C. Nope, what did I do? Oh no, what did I do? Oh Lord. Okay, Control Alt C. What? HK tools. Okay, this. Shift Alt C? It's Shift Alt C. Shift Alt C. Okay, I gotta remember that. There, I stabilized on the cup. Oh, I did screw this up. There shouldn't be an offset between this point and the cup. I should have saw that. Okay, I gotta reconstrain this. Let's go to 1137. Or whatever frame where the cup is at rest. Where's my... Oh, my outliner. I don't have a hotkey for it now because I used this. Okay, we're gonna we're gonna turn that off for now. Alright, so outliner. Mug, we're gonna delete the constraint. Root control, delete that. And this here, we're gonna keep the scale on first. Now we're gonna scale it back so that it meets the center point of the mug. And now I can select this and then root constraint, point constraint, and then the controller, and then the mug, constrain, parent constraint. Okay, please tell me it worked better. Can't take another heartbreak. Yes! So you can see the mug is now lined up to the center. So if I go scale only... What? Oh, because I can't scale only from the camera because the pivot is right on the camera. So if we watch it over here, you can see now we can scale this cup. See it lines up there? Like magic. Because now we're getting the depth of it. I hope this is blowing some minds. I think this is pretty cool. And now you can rotate. Okay, what time is it? 10? How long have I been doing this now? One sec. How long have I been streaming for? An hour and 40 minutes? That's not too bad. It's not too bad. Mark. Which emote is that? Or... Oh, it's not telling me. I can't... It won't tell me what it is over the rechat. Okay. Oh, I messed it up here. Let me undo that scale. Oh, you can see the mug has a little bit of pop as a result of my tracking where I shouldn't have tracked. So where I let the cup go here, I'm going to go to my object and I'm going to clear all the animation from 1139 and onwards. Cut. So now the what's up with the last frame? The camera has a pop in it and I don't know why. What is that? Oh crap. I have another Syntheyes open with a project that I really do not want to flash on stream. So let me just really quickly... Waiting room, be right back. I will literally be right back in like 10 seconds. I just gotta close this other Syntheyes I didn't know was open. Okay, I'm coming back. Good. Okay, so why was my last frame messed up? Whoops. Looks fine here. Huh, well I guess I could just select the camera and middle mouse the last frame, cut. Looks better. Slight, ever so slight move, like a pixel move. I should fix that probably. Nah, I'll fix it at the end when I bake this camera. When it's outside of its group. MJ, it's okay. Nobody knows. Just let it go. I wish. I wish. There's some picky clients out there. Alright, so. Let's get rid of this. Object 1. Let's get rid of that. I don't really need these nodal trackers. I'm going to hide that. I'm just going to clean things up a little bit. Alright, so. Let's start actually doing this. So I'm going to go 1137 where that motion, around where that motion starts. I can see the mug handle rotating and stopping over here. So I'm going to place a key here for translate, rotate. And then scale, I'm going to place a key as well. So first thing I want to do is scale and position the parts of the shot that I know are perfect. Oh, by the way, we're not going to rotate the mug this way. We're going to save that for the end, because at the end I'm going to probably model a handle, and then we can adjust the rotation of this based on where we see the handle. So... Oh crap, I got a freaking constraint on the rotations. I shouldn't have had that on this. We'll fix that later. So let's go to the end where it's sitting on this part of the counter. Scale, and we'll bring this back. What's nice is that our mug doesn't have any rotations on it at the moment. Oops. So I could just scale this back until it rests somewhere on the counter. Oh, well, it's offset first of all. Okay. So I'm going to bring this up a little bit. It's kind of off the surface a little bit. Not super into that. And to put it on the counter makes it really small. So let's scale it back this way. I don't like that. I think this is showing me the error in my distortion. Because so if you get your distortion wrong, which I likely did because there's not a lot of reliable data for me here, the best I had was this fridge, and these fridge doors are offset. So the distortion is probably wrong, and when the distortion is wrong, if I go lens workflow, undo earlier run, so the difference in that move, so when I scale like this, which is kind of the distortion I had, you can see how much that footage moves. That means a lot for the scale of your object, how the footage is shaped. Because that is going to greatly affect where your CG is actually going to place in depth, because your set is shrinking or growing on the edges. So that tells me my distortion was not perfect. That is where hopefully you have a lens grid, or you maybe had a shot with the same lens but of a free move and you can steal that distortion value, or you just had very clean straight lines in here that you can reference yourself. So this is where I messed up distortion. You can test your distortion by making objects and placing them in different parts of the shot. I thought I had it, well, I had it pretty nice. It's just because now we're constrained to a track, I can't really do much manual positions to this in a way that I want. I can, but it's kind of a lot of work. So it's more my distortion, I'm pretty sure. Actually, let's see. It can go down like a couple pixels, but it doesn't. Oh, maybe that's it actually. I don't know. Okay, well, let's fix this movement. Oh, I didn't. Let's find where the mug stops. Okay, now we're going to delete these keys. And now go to that last key, come to scale. And now, for the translate, I'm going to key the translate now. Actually, I'm not going to key that. For now, I'm going to key actually key the raw track itself. Oh boy. Okay, so I could move the object like this. I could middle mouse and move it over. I can grab the X, move it over. Or you can nudge it, hold Alt, and then use your arrow keys. So I'm nudging it to the left. That doesn't look too bad. Yeah, it's floating above the surface. It's not really the best, but it's something. So now that I've keyed that one, I have to go back. Oh, I didn't key the scale. Oh, I didn't have auto key on. Okay, so gotta do that again. So we'll key that. Scale for sure. Take the object. Kind of mad now. Nudge it over. And it is keyed. It is auto keyed. Okay, so now we've just got a couple frames to look at here. And I'm not going to fix the translation on this raw track as much, because that's why I made the trans rotate fix thing. because this control will not rotate. It's only meant to drive like my root to move. That's it. Okay, so now that we've scaled that, so you can see that between our two reliable points in the shot, we have the mug scaling from this point, and then it goes over to this point. Okay, so let's rough in a couple key frames or key poses. This is where the things are gonna slow down even more than it already has. So sorry if this is boring. Let's go. That's keyed. Great. Scale. See, it's still on the counter, but it drifts here. So I'm gonna scale that. Just scaling until it sits properly. Okay, so I'm going to key that, and I'm going to take the trans rotate, go ahead a few frames, key the rotate in this, and let's try to pose this out now. And here's where I'm going to translate it over to match the top of the cup. Yeah, this is not going to be the most fun thing to watch. I'm sorry. So there's a couple frames. Great ASMR. Okay, so here, I kind of like the angle of this cup. When you're picking your key kind of positions and poses for the cup, because you gotta figure out your most drastic arcing motions so that you can, like, if your cup moves way back here, go pose that out, scale it out, make that good, and then find the next drastic movement, so that you're not, so it's gonna give you the general movement as you go and just speed things up down the line. So let's go trans rotate. And now you can see the scale, so we'll scale it back. Whoa, okay. Gotta remember, it's not very, when stabilizers are on, it's not very nice to rotate stuff in the viewport. Cool. I'll rotate that a little bit more. Awesome. And again, we'll leave this section here in the middle. So we'll get this part at the back. Can't even tell what the shape's doing here, honestly. Guess we'll find out in a moment. It's tilted in some direction. Which way? Okay, the mug looks like it's tilted this way. Let's try to get this one here next. Also, by the way, if the colors are too harsh on your object and it's hard to see, come up to Show, Selection Highlighting Off. A little bit easier to see through the wireframe now. I gotta hide this image plane. It's not serving any good. It never really does. And I'm gonna go looking through viewer. Oh crap. Oh no, is that a bug? Oh, that's a bug. Okay, well, I usually my restart fixes that, but I don't really want to restart right now. So, whoops. Hopefully that's correct. Maybe try to turn off image plane and perspective view. That might be good. Actually, we don't have a button for that. We have a button to add it. So maybe here, image planes. That's a way to do it. Usually, actually, I've never had to do it that way, because the looking through camera feature works great. Under show, yeah. All right. So let's take this and now scale it up again. This looks like I'm going to have to translate it up here to meet the spout, and then we'll scale it down. Okay, so let's look at this in space real quick. So you can kind of see the depth is being made here now. Cup is kind of floating around in air. It's on its way. Why did this get screwed up? Hey man, just woke up. Nice to find you streaming. Hey Milo. Doing a shot that's actually turning out surprisingly good. This is something I'm typically not good at. So let's zero out. Can I zero out these rotations? Hey, cool. And now the translates. There we go. Okay, so there is this. So yeah, this is a manual Matchmove Milo. Some annoying stuff. Okay, so let's see what I can do if I just jump straight. Normally, you want to try and block out more frames if you can. But in terms of this being a stream, this is a lot of work, and I'm getting bored. So let me try and rough in a couple more frames, and I'm going to see if I can jump straight into some of the in-between frames. Scale. There we go. You can see the spout of the cup there is working again. The bottom's looking pretty nice. Is that a simple 2D track? Yes, it is. It is done off of this in Syntheyes. Just the point track. Honestly, at this point, I should have just did that point track in Maya with a locator manually. I didn't need to point track in Syntheyes. I like to, but I like to do that when I can. Yeah, so just the point track. Rest was all done in Maya. Okay, so I think I'm going to jump straight in to see if I can get a couple in between frames. At this point, you know what you gotta do. You gotta scale it, and then you gotta rotate and translate it a bit. So let me see if I can speed this up for myself just a bit. Still can't believe it came from only one track point. I've been struggling so much to make more than 5 to 6 points with that stupid mug that I couldn't even see. Yeah, some things you kind of just have to, you know, say screw it. I can't track this. This one looks like a translate. Ooh, that one went quite a ways. Actually, I like that bit. I like that position. Yeah, actually, I kind of like that. I'm gonna leave it. It's not. It's okay. It's crisp enough. So with this rotation, we could see a more scale issue. So scale. Nice. Little scale issue. Tiny little scale. Nice. Okay, so the more that you block in those frames, the more that you're going to be able to just quickly burn through this, because your animation is just going to start interpolating and blending in between. So that, you know, the more that you do, the less work it kind of becomes. Can't see an edge of the thing here. You can see the bottom of the glass. The translation's a little bit off on this one, so I'll select this. And let's just force this over here. Just for the fun of it, let's just take a moment and look at it. So was it Shift Alt C? Oh crap! What is it? Control Alt C? Nope. It's got to be Shift Alt C. How do I get out of the stabilize? Oh, cool! I'm out. Okay, let's turn on that selection highlighting. So here's what it looks like for now. Ah. Sorry, I struggled to turn off this thing. Oh, come on. What am I logged on to? I'm stuck in this lock. I'm stuck in this lock on. Okay, how do I turn this off? Let's go. I'm just going to make another locator. Just to give myself something to mess with. So, Control-Alt-C. Nope, Shift-Alt-C. Get out of here. This is garbage. My god. I think I did it. My goodness. That shouldn't have worked that way. I don't remember what I hit. Okay, so... Okay. Wow. That was annoying. So I can select this. Let's just give it a quick watch. Oh my god. Oh, what? Get out of here. How did I do that? Oh. Need some tea. Okay. All that, and I just unparented it. What? Wait, what? I didn't do anything. I paused it and played it and it followed. Okay, I don't know. Okay. I hope I'm not going crazy. I hope everybody else saw that. Delete 3D center. Delete 3D center. Delete 3D center. Oh, yes, there's a 3D center thing. I should have just deleted that. That was a good idea. All the other stabilized scripts that I use don't do that. So here's what the cup looks like for now. It looks pretty cool. Walnut, don't interrupt your stream if this... well, we're going to interrupt my stream now, Walnut. Let's see. If this isn't a super quick answer, because this isn't entirely unrelated to the topic at hand. But how do you deal... Almost had a heart attack. It looks great. But how do you deal with an inverted solve? Oh, easy. That's very easy. Like where the foreground is a background, background is a foreground. I've been playing with the seed frames, the hints, everything, and it all inverts my solve or puts all the trackers behind the camera, which I... Easy, Walnut. Unfortunately, I don't think I have a shot on hand to show you. Maybe I do. It is very easy. Anyway, while this isn't a good spot, let me just take a break from this for 1 second, because I do want to sit and just not for a moment. Hold on, let me hide my screen for a moment. Okay, 1 second. I'm just looking to see if I have a shot, real quick, just really fast. I'll only show you if it's really fast. So, let me see. Okay, what shots have I done? Survey, Parkade, Shaky Country Road, Scaling. Oh, Scaling, that one might be good. Fisheye, nope. Okay, it might be Potato Box. Okay. I think I have one that I can show you really quickly on. So, whoops, I opened up the wrong file. Sorry. Okay, I'm going to unhide my screen in just one moment. Okay, here we go. Unhiding. So, this is from that tutorial. That scaling tutorial. I'm still so proud of this potato, man. That was an awesome sculpt. I did such a great job on that. If I can pat myself on the back for it. Okay, so I'm gonna forcefully invert this box. I love a potato. Okay, so I'm gonna trick Syntheyes here. I am going to trim this to 1135. Why am I trimming it this way? I can hold shift and drag this. I learned that from Matt Merck. Alright, so we have this range. I trimmed it because I don't want this box to have a lot of data. Mark, that is a sweet potato. Wait, no, yeah, not a sweet potato. It's a russet potato. My favorite potato is the russet potato and the Yukon Gold. To me, they are just the most versatile potato that ever was. Although the russet potato isn't like, you know, it's pretty damn starchy. But come on, who doesn't like a good russet potato? Gotta love potato puns. Okay, so let me force this real quick, and then I'll get back to the mug. The mug's pretty almost done. This is a really good, like, quick break. Sorry, MJ. I just need to do something other than the potato for a moment. So what you're having, walnut, is... If I go to the object, first let me make sure nothing else is solving. Turn that off. Okay, the box. So if your object is solving inverted, basically this point, which is naturally closer to the camera, would appear on the other side, and every other point would appear on this side. So it'll rotate in 3D space. It'll look like it's doing a proper thing, but if you look from the camera, if your object rotates, you will notice your box geometry will rotate in a counter direction. It's like an optical illusion. It's happening because hold on. So this illusion here, watch this one? Nope. Come on, which one? A. Oh, that's tiny. Is there a bigger one? Come on. Boo. Okay, anyway, this illusion here. Oh, can I go videos? Get out of here. I don't need this. This illusion, where your brain doesn't know exactly which way it's rotating because it's such a long lens that you can't tell if the foot is in the foreground or the background. Because as things get closer to you, you know, her foot would be larger as it gets closer to you. But if the lens is very zoomed in and you're far away, it flattens your image and you can't see the depth. You don't know if her foot is going foreground or background. That will trick Syntheyes and other solvers. That will see, but it works rotating either way. Same goes with solving. It will work solving in any direction. Except with a solver, you can see the box. This shot is a pretty wide angle. So the foreground of the box is much larger than the back. So it might not work if I force this, but we'll see. I can force it by finding a frame like maybe this and this as my beginning and end frames. So this is also how you would fix it, Walnut. You would find two frames, and from the object's perspective, so how the box is rotating counterclockwise. So the box is rotating this way. The camera, picture the way the camera is moving from the object. So if the box rotates counterclockwise, the object is kind of moving to the left. So you would pick your two frames and you would say left and then solve, and that should fix your perspective. You also might have to roughly make an object, project some points onto it just to force those points into a depth. But if you're using a long zoomed in lens and like even projected points aren't working, You can try right, left, try the inverted directions of this stuff. Or, hold on, let me see if I can screw this up. I think I screwed it up. Things look kind of trippy now. Did I do it? Nope. You know, this might be worth a YouTube tutorial. Okay, so this shot has too much of a wide angle to replicate. This might be worth a YouTube tutorial. Anyway, Walnut, pick 2 frames where you know the camera's direction, and then tell the hint specifically between those 2 frames. If it still doesn't work, you gotta model something. You gotta force points to be where you want them to be. And if it still doesn't work, cycle through the hints. And if it still doesn't work, try this. I actually don't use this, but go up to script, invert perspective. So when I click this, see, something happened with my trackers. Okay, this is a wrong, this isn't the, hold on. Okay, now if I take this object, script, invert perspective, that's not the results I was expecting, but supposedly this helps you. I don't know if that'll help you, honestly. But if you attempt to try it, keep note that it changes your solver to from seeds. That's old, so switch back to automatic and use constrain. Okay. Yeah, that's probably worth a YouTube tutorial, just showing that illusion. Okay, this bottle. I hope that helped you a bit. So let's pretend I did a whole lot more on this. So Shift-Alt-C. Let's delete this. Now let's see if I can do this. Shift-Alt-C. Nope. Control-Alt-C. Nope. Control-Shift-C. Nope. Oh my god. Did my hotkeys like changed? What is this? Okay, HK Tools. Shift-Alt-C. Oh man. I'm not a happy boy. Not a happy boy. Okay, what? Why? Oh, do I have to not be in a viewport like that? Okay, let's see. It may be because I was initially pan zoomed in. Shift-Alt-C. Wow, okay, that seemed to work. Ciao, Alt-Shift-C. Yeah, I was doing Shift-Alt. Well, it's the same thing, right? Shift-Alt-C. But it turns out it looks like being 2D pan zoomed in stopped it, which is a little bit annoying, but that's fine. Works now. Okay, so I'll keep that in mind in the future. All right, so gonna take my trans, rotate again, and let's just rough this in. Let's just do this really quickly. So here I can see the spouse and everything doing things. This one's kind of tricky. And scale. I'm mainly lining up the lip of the cup. And then the bottom, to get that to fit better, I'm going to scale the bottom in. Okay, let's do some general alignments just to the rotation, just for the top of the cup. Really quickly. Danasa, hello, I'm back. I'm guessing I missed a lot. Yes, you did, Danasa. Look where we're at. The cup has made some tremendous progress. So here are those frames kind of blocked in. Here I could see this does not line up. See, it just becomes less and less work. The frames are slowly kind of blending together. Walnut, thanks, I'll try after the stream. I didn't see that, sorry. Oh god, what is that doing? Oh lord. What even is that? It's probably fine. I put a little pop in there, but I think that's happening. That might be happening because my fingers are hitting the cup, hitting the handle. Whoops. I should be scaling this up here. Just trying to be lazy. There we go. There is a little portion here where the cup has this scale going on. That would be kind of annoying to fix manually. I don't want to like animate the scale on these two frames. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this scale. I'm going to shift middle mouse, right click, copy. Come over to where the cup is just about to lift. Or something like that. And then paste that key. Oh. Unusual. What's causing that? Oh, I didn't. Oh no, I pasted the wrong key. So I'm gonna shift middle mouse. I can't speak now, I'm tired. So copy. Just before pickup. And paste. So our scale is kind of fixed. I kind of messed up this now with this key. Interesting. So I'm going to go back to scale. There's a little bit of a weird move here, and I think it's because yeah. Oh, my hotkeys. Sorry, I tried to open up my graph editor, but I'm on HK hotkeys. Ha! There we go. Okay, so you could see we have this with this path going on. Gonna set it to something like that. What did I click? I guessed that button and it got me what I wanted. That made me look way smarter than I am. Which one did I click? Oh, it's not going to show me there. I have to scale this. That's auto tangents. Well, okay. It did it automatically. Anybody who knows that that's auto tangents, I just probably look pretty stupid too. It's pretty reasonable. Okay. Okay, so that little scale move is gone now. Now it's just a stupid little rotate that I shouldn't have. So I am going to copy this over. Whoops, I shouldn't have done that. Oh well. Paste. Okay, that rotate is applied. I don't know what that rotate... There's a little extra move coming out of there, and I don't know what it is. Also, is my video covering up this mug? Nope, it's not. Cool. Okay, we can see the rotation of the lip here, so bring that in, bring that in. Okay, let's fix this. Okay, we're gonna kind of do things carelessly now and just gun through this. I did a particularly bad job at this part here. Okay. So accepting for this looks a little weird, but there's no problem with this. We didn't do too bad of a job. The bottom, yeah, I've screwed up the bottom now because I went too fast. That's fine. I just wanted the lip to be better. So I can take and rotate this now to fix the bottom a bit. Looks like it's going to be a little bit of a scale fix as well. And that's fine because this part's easy. Okay, now we'll go scale. We're almost done. And I have to scale in this view. And I'm scaling the bottom here, making sure that that kind of sits in the right spot. And if I watch the cup in depth too, if they were going to put like a fluid sim in this cup, you want to make sure that you're not having any unnatural jerky motion. Like this here, this little pop right there can be adjusted a little bit just to smoothen it out so that you don't get some really unnatural motions to the fluid if they were going to add anything in there. Oh my god, this is looking awesome. Whoops. Let me save. Also, let me put this on a display layer. Put the, let's, I don't know, red? Sure, red's cool. Love red. Oh, come on. Give me that play stuff. Why did it stop? Oh, weird. That's interesting. I selected the mug and then it went back into what it was supposed to do. Okay, weird. MJ, crazy. Looks dope. This was a lot of fun to do. I'm actually really happy I did this stream. This was a really good suggestion. So, okay, so you know what? I'm gonna call that portion of it done. I'm gonna do the last thing now. Rotation. Looks gross. Grouse. I don't know what that means. All right. Let's roughen that handle. Walnut, seeing the wireframe for shots like this is incredibly sad. It is. Man, I'm actually really happy about this cut, man. Okay, the handle. Let's finish this off. The rotation of this should be easy. The only thing is that I constrained this mug in a way that I didn't need to do it. It means good. Alright, rotation. I parent constrain this mug, meaning the rotations are constrained, so I can't just rotate this. I can rotate it right now, but as soon as I scrub, it's going to snap back to the constraint. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to delete the constraint. I'm going to make a locator at the same spot of this mug. So I'm going to go under the mug, parent that locator, zero it out. And it doesn't matter where this locator is on height. So now I can drag it out from underneath that object, put the mug under the locator, and now this locator is going to be constrained to the control again. And that controls and all that stuff has all the animation, so we should be good. So parent. Okay, please work. Please, please, please work. Yes. Okay, now we are free to rotate this mug because the mug itself is not constrained. See, I can move it now. And, see, it'll stick and do whatever it's going to do now. You can put any object under there, and it's going to follow the mug's space. So that's kind of cool. So I undid that. Rotation. We can rotate this mug now. And I need a handle real quick. So what's the best frame to put a handle on it? This one. I like this one. Okay, so let's see if we can do this handle in the most non-irritating way possible. I'm going to take this edge and edge slide it down a bit. I shouldn't edge slide this one. I'm going to do it anyway, just slightly. Now let's take this face and this face. Shift right click, bridge faces, but we're going to go options. Not these options. Okay, so I bridged them. It looks stupid. I'm going to come to curve type. Blend? Nope. Oh, I need divisions. Haha! Oh my god, I can't believe that worked. I didn't expect it to work. Well, I mean, I expected it to work. I just didn't expect me to figure it out. I don't use bridge too often. I didn't even know there was a direction source. That's kind of cool. Okay, divisions. Down. Let's try here. So if I go smooth, and I don't want to move this unnaturally, or like, because the axes lines here are kind of stupid. So let me try a couple different orientations. I'm gonna go hold W and then left click. Let's see. Oh, we're on object, so the object we don't have a good orientation on. So component. Aha, so now you can see it has a nice orientation, so I can move it perfectly outwards. Okay, so I'm gonna guess where that handle is, really. That's it. Make sure that that orientation is still nice. It is. Let's lift this up just a bit. Oh my god. Has a bit of a point coming out here. So I'm going to take this line, hold Shift Control, edge slide it up a bit, and now I'll hold Control, bring it out here. Okay, that might fit. Alright, cool. Mug. Done. Oh, you could see a part here where it doesn't stick. Oh, I didn't even have it aligned on this frame. What a goof. Easy fix. There we go. Alright, rotation. Cool. So I'm going to take the mug and let me just... Am I stabilized on anything? No, I'm not. So I'm going to get rid of the 2D pan stuff and I'm just going to pick something to lock on. Doesn't matter what it is, honestly. And Shift-Alt-C. Hey, it worked. Cool. HK Tools Stabilize works best if you hit the pipe key under the backspace key to get out of your 2D pan zoom. Alright, so I'm going to go over here because I can see the handle in here. Let's... I can't see this. So just click your axis and then you don't need to see it anymore because you can middle mouse button drag. Oh crap, I can't see through it. Okay, so hit 4 on your keyboard and we're going to look at it like this. So it looks like my handle's a little bit high here. I'm okay with that. You know what? Maybe I'm not. Let me go do. And our component thing is still on, but I don't like how crooked that is. Let's go world and I'll drag it down. There we go, I brought it down a bit. That's also like refracted glass, so I might be screwing myself here. But we'll see. Now, let's make sure our Y is still selected. Cool. Alright, so I'm going to hit key. We're just keying the mug now at this point. I don't even care. Alright, so I'm going to go frame by frame and just match that handle. Don't you love Matchmove? You could tell the rotations of my cup is a little bit off now because I rushed through it so fast. There's rotate over here. Wow, you could see the height of the handle or the cup at the top where I couldn't see it. Now you can see where the height's off. It's an easy fix, honestly. Oh my god, what's happening? Wait, which way is this facing? Oh, there we go. My handle sticks out too far. Right here you can see it sticks out too far. So let's select a couple of these. And what's my orientation looking like? It's a little bit off. See, I'm losing the perfection. So I'm going to hold D and then align it to one of the edges. That's going to screw me up later, but that's like stuff you just got to adjust as you go on. Because you're going to notice new things the more that you go on with your shots. It's working nicer though. Oh crap! The rotation on the mug. Undo. Oh man. Okay. Why did that rotate like that? E. Object. I need to be back under object. I might have screwed up part of this mug. I think I was rotating in that mode the whole time. No, we're fine. The beginning, the rotations are just on the Y. Cool. Alright, keep going. Again, if your wireframe is too overpowering, it's too bright, just come up to Show, Selection Highlighting Off. Oh wow, I have the red on. Let's go to something darker. Blue? Sure. This is exciting. I'm almost done with this. Oh, my handle. It's like not perfect. Done. Oh my god. It's beautiful. Oh my god. Need to send a screen recording of this to my mother. Oh man, that was a lot more work than I thought it was going to be. How long have I been streaming now? I should have gotten up and taken a break. 2 hours, 40 minutes. That's not too bad. MJ, pretty. Thank you. Walnut, look ma, no trackers. That's pretty good. Okay, well, that's the mug done. Let's just take a look at it over here. Oh my gosh, too much scrolling. Looks cool. Yeah, that's it, I guess. Let me bake this. Let me bake it and clean it real quick. I don't want that to stabilize anymore. I'm going to swap back to my hotkeys. Track VFX hotkeys. Okay, cool. And now outliner. MJ, I don't care if you put 3 to ads in that video. I'll watch it. Oh, man. Oh, I would love to. They stay on YouTube. Oh, yeah, they stay on YouTube. Yeah, the streams are all free, whatever. I don't have ads or anything like that. I'm not gonna lie, I'd love to. One day I would love to be able to earn something off of some of this stuff. But I don't want people paying for stuff. I want everything to be accessible. So if anybody were to help me out, it would be voluntary. But ads would be, I don't mind ads. So, bake this out. Mug. I have a tool for this. At Track, we use a tool. Child space. Okay, I don't know if... See, with our Track tools, we have like object bake and stuff. And I can click object bake, and there, our object is now out in the world space, not with any constraints or anything, and that's done. HK tools, does child bake work that way too? What's child? I see bake cam, but what child space? What's that? What is this? I don't know what this is. Thank MJ. Oh wait, MJ. Oh, cool. MJ Legend. Thank you. Walnut, you need 1,000 subscribers for YouTube money, right? I have no clue. I have no clue how that works. I haven't really looked into it. It'd be interesting to know. Okay, so baking this mug out, I thought I'd be able to do it with a button, but so here's how you do it manually. Take your mug, duplicate it, Shift P, get it out of your group, and now constrain it to the mug there. So select your old mug, then your new mug, space, constrain, parent, make sure your maintain offset is on. Actually, it doesn't matter for this because it's the same object, same pivot. Add, and now this here mug is constrained, and you can see it's following. So now go spacebar. Again, spacebar is just a menu for everything. You could come up and cycle through animation rigging and stuff, but that's annoying. Spacebar, wait, crap. Oh my gosh. Okay, spacebar, edit, keys, bake simulation. Go into the options. Make sure that, what are the defaults? Reset. Oh, your defaults are fine. I only had control points because that bakes animation to vertices when I'm doing deforming. So bake. And now you can delete the constraint. Gone. Your mug is now mugging. What a dumb thing to say that was. So root constraint, I could delete that too, I think. So countertop and mug, I'm going to group those, call it set proxies. Camera. Camera, you would bake this the same way if you wanted. You can duplicate it, Shift P, and you can constrain it to that camera, then you can bake this camera. You might have to put the image plane back on this camera, I don't know. But I'm going to hit this and try the bake camera from the HK tools. Options, reset scale? Sure. Cool. So that baked out our camera for us. I can delete this. And at track, we call it shotcam underscore whatever the shot is, which I call my mug 001. And just the thing at track, we tend to put the frame numbers for the shot. I don't know why. But 1001, so we have 192 FMS, 192 frames. And if you want to be fancy and clean, you can make a display layer. I'm going to make it red. Call it, I don't know, camera. Let me get rid of these layers. Set proxies, put that on a layer. Call it, I don't know. I'm going to call it set geo because you can't have two of the same name. Let's go blue. And if you had any locators, you could make another one for locators. That's it. This is done. Clean. Play blast it. Send it to your client. What a mug you are. That's kind of rude. Man, I'm actually really happy with how this stream turned out. Okay, well, if there's any questions, that's it. That's done. If there's any offs, if there's any other stuff. Nice work, man. Thank you so much. That's good to hear. Especially after something this was kind of tedious. Also, it's good practice for me. I hate doing bottles and stuff and cups. I think I'm going to do this exact same method if I have to do this stuff in the future. I don't usually do stuff like this. This was... I completely winged the stream. I thought it was going to go downhill. It actually worked out. Alright, so if there's no lingering questions, then we are going to drop this and call it a night. My tea is ice cold. Alright, awesome. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully this was very informative. I think it was, and I also learned. So, hey, good news all around. and wipe to the end screen. And enjoy your night or day wherever you are. Have a good time. See you.